Have you been feeling overly confused, wondering why is this happening? What's going on? Why have I had to make all these decisions? Why have I been isolated? Why have I had to walk away from so many people? This is the thing, we've been going through this timeline shift and it has been very, very confusing. It has been mind-boggling. We have been questioning what the fuck is it all for? Is it ever going to end? Is there something more to this? Is there something at the end of this? Well, there is. This is the good news. We're coming into a time of clarity. We're starting to understand what this is all for. We're starting to see the bigger picture and we're starting to realise why we've had to make all these hard decisions. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. So happy full moon. The energies around this full moon at the moment are clarity. That's what I'm getting loud and clear. We're starting to see the bigger picture. We're starting to understand why we're here, why we're making these decisions, why we're having to go through this intense healing. And this is it. It is all for something bigger. You know, when we're in the middle of it, when we're in that middle of that shift, when we're one foot in the old reality and one foot in the new reality, we're torn. We don't know whether to go backwards or forwards. And the time has been really just, I don't know, it's just slow, but it's been speeding up at the same time. It's like, slow down, speed up. I keep getting this energy, slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up. And it's like, you know, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to take one step forward and then pause, then wait to take the next step. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. But we've been really in this such intense energy, such intense ascension symptoms, so many difficult decisions to make, you know, but we're understanding now why we're making these decisions. We're understanding why we're on this fucking planet. We're understanding that we're here for so much more. We're not here for that matrix bullshit. We're not here to be a slave to the system. You know, and we go through this, it's like an existential crisis when we're going through awakening. And this timeline shift has fucked us all up. You know what I mean? I've been awakening since 2018. And like, you know, even this it's the last 2 or 3 months, I suppose. But January was fucking hard. It was really hard. It was like we were being pulled apart. Like, that's the thing. Our old self and our new self were literally being separated. And it actually felt like it was a physical thing because our bodies went through so much. Really did, you know, and that the exhaustion, everything, like, you know, the weird sleep patterns, everything was just, our bodies were aching, you know what I mean? It was just, it's been really, really hard. It has been an uphill struggle. And oftentimes when we're going through the depths of these transformations, we can question, what is this all for? You know what I mean? And I go through bouts of that as well, like, you know, but and I've been on this journey a while. But we can question, why me? Like, we can say, what is this happening to me for? Why, you know, we can even ask ourselves, am I being punished? Because it looks like we're the only, well, it is the fact that we're the only one in our community or our peer group or our family that is going through this shit. You know, well, these other people are probably going through it as well, but they have no idea what's going on. And I suppose when you're new to this awakening, you kind of don't know what's going on either unless you're doing the research as you go, which is very important when you're on an awakening journey, is do the research, because that will help you through. Like, you know, I could get symptoms, and like before I knew I was going through ascension symptoms, I'd panic, you know, and I'd be freaking out thinking there was something wrong with me. You know, why is my body like this? What is going on? And then you come across a post online with the energy update and all the symptoms that you were going through were listed, and you're like, this is just the solar flares. This is just the transition. This is just the ascension process. And this is very helpful when we're going on this journey. And this is what brings in the clarity as well. But this inner knowing starts to come through. And that's what I'm getting the energy of at the moment, is we're getting that inner knowing that every little thing is going to be all right. And it is. Like, you know, I was saying this to my friend the other day. You know, I'm starting to feel no fear. And that's the objective of this new Earth timeline, is that fear cannot exist. And I've known this for a while, you know, that we're jumping into a timeline, we're jumping into the new Earth, we're leaving the old Earth behind, which is fear, greed, lack, all that poverty consciousness, that being a slave to the system, you know, following the fucking rules and you know, living in a toxic society, really. And I've known that this new earth cannot, that stuff cannot exist there. But when you're on the journey towards that, and it gets long, you know what I mean? You know you're ascending, but you're kind of going, is there a top to this mountain? I keep saying this, like you kind of start, you know, doubting this whole thing. You're like, am I actually fucking crazy? You know, you ask yourself that. But then you realize, you start to see glimpses. And like, this has only happened, like, you know, I keep forgetting this, right? You know, this time shit, like, it's just so weird. Like, my fear only started to properly alleviate around, it was around the 6th of January, when I started to, you know, I was reading the Law of Attraction again, and I went through a lot of wounding, past life wounding that I had to go through to eradicate this fear. But I've been living in a state of fear for a long time now, and that's because, you know, I went through a relapse and there was a fear-based entity attached to me. And, you know, as I was kind of healing myself again, there was always that residue of fear. Like, everything I wanted or everything I was doing, I was like, yeah, but I want this, but, you know, it's like, but can I have it? But do I deserve it? But is this even real? You know, and I was just like, is there always going to be that fear in the back of my mind? You know, I was still moving forward, I was still manifesting, I was still doing the things, but I was still going, but. There was a big fucking but in my face. Do you know what I mean? So, like, you know, all the time it was like, but. And then around the start, like, this is only like 5 or 6 weeks ago, like, and, you know, it's weird because the energy I'm in now, it feels like I've been in it a lot longer. And that's the thing with this time. This, you know, January felt like fucking years. It really did. But the fear has lifted. And it's really weird. It's really weird. Do you know, because, like, even before I went into that, I had a fear-based entity attached to me. You know, I went through a phase of, you know, being without fear, being so optimistic. And that's the way we should live. That's how the law of attraction works, is, you know, be positive, bring in the stuff that, you know, through positivity. So I know what it's like to not have that fear, but there was always a little bit of fear there because we're humans. We were always a little bit of fear, you know, but it's just the feeling of having no fear is really fucking weird, and it's really beautiful, but it's actually proof of what we've been told, that this new earth cannot actually hold fear. That frequency doesn't exist there. And that's the thing. We've jumped into this new timeline because that fear is gone. The clarity is coming in. We're understanding that all of this has been for a reason. We're understanding that we, you know, and this is the question I had when I first had to walk away from, like, practically everyone in my physical reality. It's like, why? Why is the universe punishing me? Why am I being left on my own? Why am I the only one going through this? What did I do wrong? But you didn't do anything wrong. You did everything fucking right. That's the thing. You're evolving. You needed to go into that phase of isolation to evolve. You needed to walk away from these people to evolve. You know, these people are unevolved. And this is what I'm calling these people now. Unevolved human beings are human beings who do not do the healing and do not face their own soul, face the truth of why we're on this fucking planet. We're all here for a higher purpose. So this is where the clarity is coming in. We're understanding who is for us and who is not. We're calling in those soulmate relationships, those twin flame relationships, that soul tribe energy. We're calling in what is for us. We're calling in that energy that matches our vibration. We're calling in our life purpose. And we're finally understanding everything. And that's what we've needed to do. We need, you know, we had to come out of that confusion energy, and we had to get there on our own. You know, we had to go through everything as we did in order to get to where we are now. And that's why the clarity is coming in. And I just feel it's like a really refreshing kind of energy, like this real kind of a calm energy, like, you know. And obviously we're still going through a few symptoms, you know what I mean? The body aches and the exhaustion, the weird dreams, the altered sleep patterns. Like, I'm still waking up every couple of hours. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not getting full night's sleep at all. But we're you know, our body, as I said, our bodies are changing frequency, but we're already in this new timeline now, and I can feel that, because fears I once had are now gone. You know, doubts I had are now gone. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, I still have a little bit of, ooh, you know, what's going on kind of energy when it comes to certain things. But everything is starting to fall into place. And that's the thing. Everything was falling out of place because our old reality was crumbling. So we were like, oh my God, everything's gone to shit. Like, yeah. And, you know, now we're kind of going, right, everything had to fall out of place to make room for the good stuff to fall into place. This is what we're getting now. We're seeing that the stuff that was removed to make space for what we deserve, make space for what belongs to us, or where we belong even. And that's the thing. We're starting to see why this is all happening. You know, like when we're in the depths of that heavy energy, we just feel like we're, you know, the earth is shaking and we're just like, what the fuck do I do? Everything is gone, but everything wasn't for you. Everything that you let go of, that wasn't for you. And you should be so fucking proud of yourself for doing this inner work, for listening to your soul, listening to that guidance from the universe, from walking away from these people and these situations. That takes courage. Do you know, that takes fucking balls. You know what I mean? This is a hard journey, like. And to walk away from things that are pulling you back, that you've known your whole life, you know, the norm, you know, and that's it. Like, you have to question everything you've ever known. You're starting to realize that everything you've been told is a fucking lie. You know what I mean? And it's really hard to pull yourself out of that. But, you know, and if you have been going through that confusion and wondering, like, what the fuck is this all for? Why am I being punished? You're not being punished. You're actually being rewarded. I know that sounds weird, but this is the energy we're coming into now, is that we're understanding that this was a reward and not a punishment. This was for our highest good. And that's the thing. We're starting to see that we are here for more, but we're starting to believe that we deserve it. You know, we've been in this lack mentality for so long, thinking, you know, we have to live a certain way. Life is miserable. Same shit, different day energy. You know, I can't reach for the stars because, you know, I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. And that's the whole thing. Our biggest wound is our abandonment, rejection wound. That feeling of unworthiness. And that's what we need to overcome the most in order to attract in or to jump into where we're going, is to know that we deserve this. We have been fighting for this for fucking lifetimes. It's not just this one. You think this life was fucking hard. We've been doing this for way longer than just whatever amount of time you're on this planet this time for. Do you know what I mean? We're doing this for fucking thousands of years. You know, it's not just one lifetime. So understand that, like, we're finally, thank fuck, we're getting there. We're finally getting that reward. We're finally coming into that new energy. And it's beautiful. Like, how long? Oh, Jesus. You know, it's been a long road. But this is it. Understanding, clarity, and that's clarity on your relationships as well. And, you know, I'm getting the energy as well of, you know, if you're in separation from your twin flame, the divine masculine is starting to gain clarity on the connection as well. Do you know? So if you're a divine masculine or feminine, whichever is the runner, in a sense, the less awakened twin, because they're definitely awakening now. They're gaining clarity on the connection as well, which is really good. So you might get communication this week, and it's Valentine's week, which is nice. You know, there's lots of love in the air. But this is the thing. So there's a lot of clarity coming in around connections, around our purpose, around why we're here, around why we've had to go through all the shitty shit. You know what I mean? And that's really, really, it's a weight lifted. It really is. We're starting to finally come out of the storm and into the light. You know what I mean? We're starting to see that rainbow after the rain, where you know, the skies are clearing and the sun is shining again. It's just the fear, that energy of not having that fear. And that's to do with that heart chakra as well. The heart chakra is the biggest one. You know, there's the higher heart activation has been going on for a long time, you know, and I still have muscle pain in my back, like, you know, my higher heart. And it is getting better, and then it gets worse, and then it gets better. Oh, Jesus, you know, it's up and down. But that's what the healing is for. We're every day is a healing day. Every day I'm healing. That's the way I see it. Every day I'm healing. Every day I am becoming a better version of myself. And so are you. If you're doing that inner work, if you're listening to your mind, your body, your soul, if you're listening to the universe, if you're listening to that guidance, if you're doing that research, you know, if you're making those hard decisions, you're going to be rewarded as well. So know that this hermit phase is over. Oh my God, it's over. That's another thing that I'm getting energy on, is that we're going to be able to leave the house again. You know, that kind of energy. Because, you know, with this, with everything we've been going through, we've been isolated. We've been in hermit mode because you can't talk to anyone, like, unless it's online. Because, you know, everyone around you thinks you're fucking crazy. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, unless you're speaking online to people, like, you know, there's no one really in your physical reality that actually understands you. Unless, you know, you can connect with your twin flame or, you know, your new soul tribe or whatever. But, like, that's the thing. So, you know, that's, if you're anyway confused still, do that bit of research. Connect with like-minded souls online. That is really helpful. But know that everything, you're going to come into this knowing. You're going to come into this understanding. You're gaining this clarity as to why this has all happened. You know, it is all for your highest good. It is all here because you're here for a divine purpose. You're here for a reason. You're here to change humanity. We all are. And we're here to do it together, which is beautiful. Because we are stronger together, guys. You know what I mean? We're coming into, we're leaving a lot behind. But we're now gaining our new soul tribe, our new soul family. And, you know, in union with yourself, your twin, and your tribe, we can do so much. We can do so much more. So this is it. So understand, things are starting to ease. This is the calm after the storm. Clarity is coming in. We're starting to understand why we have to do all the hard work. We're starting, and we always knew deep down, this is all for a reason. But it's hard to believe it. We have to believe before we see. But oftentimes that can be very difficult for our human side. And now we're actually starting to see because we did believe and we did keep the faith. So we're starting, that's why the clarity is coming in, because we did believe before we saw. We had faith, we pushed forward, we did that hard work, even though we couldn't see the road ahead. And now, because we pushed through, we're starting to see that road ahead. So trust the process. Everything you have done has been for a reason. You're going to start to see what connections are for you, which connections are not, and understand why. And you're going to see more clarity around your life purpose in your mission on this planet, understanding why you're here. So thankfully the confusion is about to go. We're starting to come into a little bit of better energy anyway, and things are going to start just being a little bit easier. And we're going to be able to see a way forward where before it was just believing there was a way forward. So everything is getting better. Trust the process, trust yourself, trust divine, trust the universe, because this is all happening for your highest good. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path.